Ahoy, morning breathers. Welcome to Monday, the beginning of the week. But summer's almost here.
Closer every day, I suppose.
Every day is closer.
It doesn't feel like it too much today.
I don't feel like it today at the soccer game. But get out and run some laps.
That's right. Yeah, I probably won't do that, though.
You need one of those cameras that, what do they call those, that don't jiggle when you run, and you can run, and then you wouldn't ever get cold.
Yeah. There's a few other things on the list before we purchase one of those babies.
Okay. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What else would be on the list?
Huh?
What else would be on the list?
There's quite a list.
Okay.
Peter looked at the board. He's got a list over there. So
There's a whole bunch of stuff on that board, but I don't know what it all means. It doesn't pertain to me, so I don't read it. John, I had the stare of death there for a moment.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
I was debating about saying, because you said, I need one of those cameras that don't jiggle when I run. I was like, I need a lot of things that don't jiggle when I run, Tim. I'm like, there's that this morning.
Exactly. I wish I didn't jiggle when I ran. It's just that's simple.
Well, there's one way to quit that.
Yeah, well.
Just don't run.
Don't run. Exactly.
That's how I go. We have Boss Man Matt, of course.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy. And John the Voice has joined us this lovely Monday morning. Ahoy.
Lovely indeed. Ahoy.
And, of course, we wouldn't even be on the air right now. Are we on the air? We wouldn't be live right now without SPP.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy to you, my lad.
Now stop. Today is Peter's birthday.
I did not know. I looked at my calendar to see what was there.
I don't know if he wanted me to shout that out
Son
loud,
of a
but
gun.
Well, we're
it is.
shouting it loud
But
now.
we're shouting it loud.
Is there treats behind your desk somewhere?
I'm afraid
Do I need
not.
to look for them?
I'm afraid. If you want these, these are my treats.
Oh,
What do we got
the
here?
mic covers.
They would taste about as good as the frozen ho-ho ding-dong things, whatever we had last week. Although those aren't even covered in chocolate. You just have to go right for it.
See, we'd be smart enough not to bite into those.
You think.
Oh, boy. Yeah, do not bite into the frozen ho-ho ding-dongs. Yes.
Whatever they are, right?
My granddaughter made them.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
The chocolate was good.
Kinda.
the
If you ever
the
got it in
filling,
your
the
mouth.
filling, not so much.
Not so much. Okay. Well, welcome to Monday, everybody. We had. Well, let's do because I don't ever want to forget. So let's just say this: that the Southeast Iowa Video Network is sponsored by KCTC.
Thank you, Casey.
It's Casey and all the gang over at KCTC. They're just over yonder. Have you been out and yondered around a little bit?
I do know where they are.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that sat in that chair previously knew where nothing was.
Exactly. The guy who sat there previously didn't even know there was a train that ran through town.
He never heard of the train.
I feel like it'd be previously.
Yeah, true.
Previously,
It wasn't
possibly.
Nikki G.
I was going to say,
yeah.
lest we be accused of besmirching the good name of Nikki G.
No,
Yeah, Nikki G knew where stuff was. The guy before.
The man is of the town and about the town.
Exactly.
And the four of us, the Southeast or the Morning Breath crew, we are sponsored by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank you, Willie.
Thanks, Willie. So we had a little basketball going on this weekend.
We sure did.
Let's start with the ladies. The finals were yesterday, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch it. I was at my other granddaughter's little soccer game, so I missed the whole thing. I felt fairly confident that UConn was gonna win that. I didn't think they were gonna win by 23.
Well, they were up by over
And they
30.
were up
yeah.
by-
Yeah, it was a
Watch.
beat down. We were just talking about it before the show started. I mean, all three games were just beat downs.
Yeah, they completely annihilated
Yeah.
everybody.
Well, even like the South Carolina game before, they got to the finals. I mean, their matchup was also a beat down. So it was, again, a bit of the saltiness in me. It's like the viewership we were talking was down over 10 million. It was almost like there was this one player. What was her name? That was a part of the,
You can start with a C.
it could be Kathy Clarkson.
Could be something like that.
On hell.
It's almost like Caitlin Clark did what we all knew that Caitlin Clark did, which was bring so much focus. Okay, all right, very good. We'll just leave that for
Tim's
what it
trying to
is.
throw an Angel Reese reference in.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's it. Gosh darn it. I don't know how I could forget.
What was I thinking? Of course,
vital.
yes,
Vital
to the cause.
See, she had I saw something on Instagram. She had a sign up that says, What did it say? I sent it to you, didn't I? No,
Yeah.
maybe I sent it to my son.
No, you did, but it was basically like if she was just inferring that if there was a strike in the WNBA, that everybody would just like clamor for them to come back. And I'm like, I don't know if that's. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to be really careful right now, Matt. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I just don't know.
Well, if Angel and some of her circle were to sit out,
Yes,
I don't know that it would have had any effect.
I don't think it would at all. That's beside the point.
Anyway, enough about her. So that wasn't such a good game, but what a record the coach for UConn has.
Yeah.
Been there 24 times,
Yep.
12
12 championships.
but he's coached for 40 years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but still.
He's a pretty good coach.
He's a pretty good
Oh, he's a
coach.
very
Pretty
good coach.
And he gets
Yeah.
pretty good players.
He
Pretty
does.
good coach.
I think you have there's some symbolism in what happens right in the men's side with the NIL to where a lot of the good players, and that's why we talked about last week how you have a chalk tournament a little bit. It's more condensed like that. I think you have the same thing that kind of happens naturally like on the women's sides, like with the South Carolinas, the LSUs, of course the UConns, maybe some of the other ones to where a lot of good players they see these really good coaches and things and they want to go play there and get that visibility. Because, you think of it yesterday, Paige Breckers she wasn't even the player of the Final Four.
Yeah,
she wasn't even the player of the game, like
Right.
not even close to
Right.
with
The
her teammate.
freshman that was
Yeah,
brought in.
yeah. The whole was, yeah. It's
15
just,
honking boards or 16, something
Yeah.
like that.
yeah. So it's, when you have that kind of,
So UConn might be good for a while. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
I think they have been and will continue to be, yes.
yeah, I would guess so.
But
But let's not forget about Iowa. We'll be good again.
Yeah. So I mean, but
We
to
were
your-
a team that beat UConn and
Yep,
beat South
South
Carolina
Carolina
beat
and LSU.
LSU.
But to John's point, I mean, Iowa had 2 really good years, and some years before that weren't terrible, but just not as good as the last 2. And now we're in the contention for the number 1 players in the country, right?
yeah, I think it's so important that the fans and the support
Yep.
showed people, if you come to Iowa and you're treated like absolute
You're not
royalty.
coming to half-empty stadiums.
Yeah, no. I mean, they just
Unless you're
'cause-
on the men's side.
yeah, no kidding. From the star side, from the women's side, that Caitlin Clark showed you, like, hey, you come here and you're good. There's no professional teams here. Like, there's no you are it.
Yep.
And so it's pretty cool to see how that can happen.
Did anybody watch the thing out in Vegas, the Crown tournament?
No, but I saw Nebraska won.
Did they?
Yeah.
I every time I turn it over there yesterday, I watched just a little bit of TV yesterday. Not seriously, not very much. It was
Twitter-
on commercials, so I never got to see it.
Twitter lit up. Nebraska's back, and they were making fun of Nebraska.
That's funny.
First championship since whatever.
It's 1980 again.
Yeah, something.
I'd rather my team never even play in a tournament like that.
Okay, so we have the men's Final Four happened, and probably I can say this now, Matt. You are the man. You have everybody
the
in the
man.
Final Four, right?
No, I had St. John's too, and I also had Duke winning it all. So
Yeah. Well, I got Florida winning it. I think.
no, you had Duke
I had
winning.
Duke as well, so I'm toast. Oh, I see. This is the master. This is everybody.
That's
it.
it. That's
So
the,
I gave you all kinds of credit for picking all
oh no,
those.
no, that's the actual tournament.
Okay.
That's actually
No.
what's happening.
No, I had St. John's and Duke and in the finals tonight, which is obviously not happening.
Hey, we'll give a shout out to Brandon Clemens. I remember when we were talking about this at the start of the show. He said Florida was one of his teams to make it to the end, so he was talking about it. But yeah, it kind of in stark contrast to the blowouts that were on the women's side. It was just absolute warfare with the men's back and forth. Some of the time, quite literally, I feel like, especially in that Florida game. I mean, it was back and forth. But I tell you what, I was so impressed with Houston. They would not quit.
Weren't they down 15 with like 3 minutes left?
They
or
were
something
they
crazy?
so they were down like 12-13, and then they came all the way back, and then they got down again. Duke went 7.5 minutes in the second half without scoring a field goal and still had maintained the lead during that time. That's crazy. When they finally hit a 3, they were still up 9, even out of that 7.5 minute stretch. And then Houston closed, and then Duke pushed it back out again, and then they closed again. To me, they had to rely so much on Flag. Proctor had a bad game, their guard. Like, he had a really, really rough shooting game, missing free throws, different things down the stretch. And which to me, it's wild that you're a guard and you're shooting 50% for the tournament from the free throw line. You're a 61% free throw shooter for the year. That's tough to do in a close game. And Flag, I think I think he ran out of gas, but amazing how young that young man is.
Boy, he's good.
17 years. He's such a good player.
Wow,
such a good player.
Peter, do you have anything to say about this?
Yes.
Well, yes, in fact, I do.
Thank you for that in-depth conversation. You're a sports guy. Thoughts on Duke? I didn't get to watch the Duke game. It's just the way it went.
I saw Duke was up 6 with 70 seconds left, and I'm like, they got this wrapped up. And then Houston hit that 3, and then Duke missed that pass, that inbound pass that cut it to 1, and then from that point it was just all Houston.
It's hard. It doesn't happen very often when you're down by 6 with 30-some seconds.
And then to make
lose.
And to make, here's the thing, for Houston to overcome a huge mental blunder. I don't know if you saw this or not. They were down, and the kid, Houston scores, and then Duke's about to inbound the ball, and the player for Houston reaches over the out-of-bounds line and slaps the ball out of the hands of the Duke player, which, if you're keeping track at home, kids, it's a technical foul.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Automatic. I've never seen that done in a game out of all the games. I've seen it in high school. I've called it. Whatever else.
Did it get called?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
And Kelvin Sampson, the coach for Houston, he's just over there going, "What in the world are we doing?"
Duke still won.
And no, Duke still lost.
Right.
Yeah, Houston still won.
Duke still lost.
Yeah. Wild, because it was coming down right to the end. And it was like 1 point. Like, how big is that free throw now? Because it was rated as a class B, technical, whatever else. But anyway, so it's one shot. But yeah, it was just crazy, That was a moment in the game where the guy just had a mental blunder, just reaches over and slaps the ball out of the guy's hands.
Give me that ball. So we're set tonight. I don't know what time it starts.
7:50.
7:50. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's gonna get late.
Yep.
Well, late for
It's
me.
late for us.
Right about the time I'll put the kids to bed. It's gonna be right about
You'll be-
perfect
you'll be
timing.
good.
So that'll be on Houston and Florida.
Yeah.
I have Florida in one pool. So I would like to put about $20 in my pocket. So I need Florida.
So you're all
in
about
that.
Florida.
And no, I'm not going to claim that as income. So there.
Stick it to the man.
I don't really care about either one, but I think I'd have to go with Houston. They just
Now,
because
they're a number 1 seed, aren't they?
they
They
both
all
are.
are.
All
Yeah.
4 were number
So
1 seeds.
Yeah.
they're not necessarily an underdog, are they?
No, they won the.
I think it's a close. I think the spread is close. Like
Yeah. They have
Florida plus 1.5 or something.
They have continued
that.
to stick their head in bear traps and alligator mouths with their inability to score the basketballs at some points of the games, but their defense
Defense is
keeps them in everything.
stellar.
They just drag you into a fist fight, honestly, like just not literally a fist fight, but just a grind it out and they make you work for everything. And it'll be Clayton, the guard for Florida. He's really,
Walter
really
Clayton
good.
is insane.
He's really good, and that's
How old is he? Is he a senior?
22.
Is he a senior?
if he's a
He
junior.
played. He transferred. This is his second year at Florida. He played before at. It was some team. I can't remember, but he's been in college basketball for a while.
Yeah, he's real good. Which in these moments in these games, like you look for okay, who's the one guy? I mean, Cryer for Houston's also a really good player, but Clayton is just he's pretty top shelf. So
Well, the season's about to come to an end tonight. I still say this is some of the fastest times of the year during
yeah,
the basketball, the March Madness.
Yeah.
It's very cool. We have Easter coming up this weekend too, guys. On a whole nother note, isn't
not
that
this weekend, 2 weekends.
Next weekend,
yeah.
2 weekends.
Lost track.
It's all right. It's late.
Thought it was
It's a
close.
late Easter, but it's a couple weeks.
Okay, so Easter bunnies are abound. Any hellos we got to get to?
Paula, Jeff, Denise, and my mom all say ahoy.
Ahoy to you all.
And not a single salsa reference yet in the house, unfortunately.
Not a
All right.
single salsa reference.
Not a single salsa reference yet. Okay.
Oh, well, you just brought it up. There was a great conversation that maybe you'd like to speak about, Matt, that you had with your mother.
Yeah, my mom would like to send Jimmy some salsa, And so she asked me for his address, which I don't have for John. He gets none.
No.
But
Cindy's gonna bring salsa in for you guys.
So I don't have Jimmy's address, and I didn't want to look it up. So she not only wanted to know what it was, and I wouldn't give it to her, so she went and found it. So
She's a resourceful
she went,
gal.
Listen,
went and found his address.
Listen, if a woman wants to find something, she's gonna find it. They're like the FBI. I'm telling you.
So Jimmy hasn't checked in this morning, but maybe there's salsa heading his
He's
direction.
probably
I
having
don't know.
salsa right
he
now.
might be having salsa already. I don't know. You know who's not getting salsa? This guy. So and that guy.
I was gonna say, you know who's not gotten salsa? If there's somebody. I mean,
Hey,
let me
wait a
look. Let
minute.
me look into the camera. Over
Wait
the
a
cameras.
minute.
If there's anybody out there that would like to just,
Yeah. John
Let's
and
not
Send some
forget.
salsa.
John and I also enjoy salsa.
yes,
Well,
we
let's
do.
not forget. It's not about you today, guys. It's about SPP. It's his
That's right. And
birthday.
Peter hasn't gotten any
And
salsa
Peter
either.
hasn't got
Dang
any
it!
salsa either.
Nor did he get a birthday cake or anything.
We didn't know.
Now we did not know. In our defense, we just learned this.
Yeah, I knew I didn't get a cake either, so I've known for a week.
And you're his boss. Unbelievable.
Hey, I said happy birthday, or I kind of brought it up, I guess. Does that count for something? I did not buy a cake. You know, if I buy a cake for him, I have to buy a cake for
You're setting a
everybody.
precedence.
It's a precedence that I just can't, you can't get out of that circle once you're in it. So, look, my mom says, okay, John, now you got to give her your address. And if you don't want to give it to her, she'll find it. So.
She'll find you.
That's funny.
Do we have a shot outside because it looks really sunny right now? Can we
It
do
is.
the
It is
outdoor
very
cam?
sunny.
Outdoor cam.
It doesn't look so sunny.
It's actually quite sunny.
In whatever room we call this, the studio.
I think the problem is the sun's on the other side
Yes.
of the building, which is why it looks like it's
It looks like it's backlighting.
glowing.
everything.
Yeah.
Dark and gloomy over there. All right, enough of that.
Not that hot, Paul. I like a good mild salsa, a good flavorful. Not to where I'm like, hey, my eyeballs are burning. Like just kind of somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
Well, Matt's mom's salsa just fits the bill.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So I've
Just so
heard.
you know. Still hurts, doesn't
So I've heard.
7:31. We need to take a little break, and we'll come back with God knows what. Right back.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, Marty Brothers. You guys are funnier than hell. You're at 5 and you're all kind of leaning back, and you get to 2 and you both immediately sat up to the mic at the same time. Oh,
We are
good stuff.
prepared.
We're conditioned.
Good stuff. It's kind of a feel-good story. You know, your parents always told you, abstain from having premarital sex and, things like that. wait till you get married.
Where are we going right now?
Well,
I don't know.
you never know.
I think it's too late for.
In the story of that, you've all heard about the turtle that is now going to finally be a mother at age 97.
Oh no, I had not.
Haven't heard that story? Peter, you've heard this story.
You're on your own on this one, man.
You're on your own.
Don't want to talk about it, do you? I just thought it was a feel-good story that, if you wait and you're patient, the right person comes along.
For 97 years.
And her mom and dad, who are still with us, they're like 160. They're tickled to death to be grandparents.
Who is
But
this turtle?
It's a turtle. I don't know her name. I'm not in the turtle world.
My bad.
Well, apparently you're way more invested in the turtle world than we are.
I thought this would garner some conversation.
Well,
but apparently
yeah,
not.
a 97. So is that like in human years?
No, that's real years.
I know, but they live to like you said, like 300.
Yeah.
So that still puts her like
Third of a life, so it's
Yeah.
like 30.
yeah. I suppose that's
I'm thinking it's
25,
quite a
25.
feat. I'm saying just listen to your parents and wait for the right person to come along. Because at 97, you can still be a
still
good
do
mom.
it. Sometimes there's some of these, especially actors, they 70-year-old guys, and it's like
Well, that's
who
on
knows?
wife, that's
Belichick.
on wife number 3.
Belichick's dating a 25-year-old or 24-year-old or whatever.
That's going to help his recruitment.
It might. Who knows?
Seems like his recruitment pitch is doing just fine, but if he's dating,
Yeah, exactly. He recruited one 20-year-old.
Indeed. All right. So the turtle story flopped.
I'm
And those things happen.
just not sure where to go with that.
I was waiting for something. I mean, I get it. I was just waiting, and then I'm like, okay, I'm trying to process all the things I can and can't say on air. Like that's the big struggle there. Tim.
We can say anything.
No,
But remember, there
no.
are children.
How old was the mate?
Doesn't say.
I mean, was it
Doesn't
like a
say if it's a young
spry
fella.
20-year-old mate or
Well,
Was he a ripe old 250-year-old turtle who was
Exactly.
on his last leg who had a heart attack during said experience, or like what do we?
doesn't say.
I don't know.
It's not about him. It's about her.
Well, at least the turtle. Yeah, nope.
How's that coffee? This
It's
morning?
it's good. It's blueberry actually.
All right.
So.
On another note, Dr. Pepper overtook Pepsi as number 2.
Yep.
The number 2 cola brand in the world.
I'm in it. I'm Dr. Pepper #1, baby.
Greatest transition ever.
Yes.
I just got away from that. It's like the plague. You got any stories over there you want to talk about?
Today
'Cause
is
mine
April.
didn't work.
Today is April 7th, and it's Peter's birthday. So why not do some horoscopes to see what's happening today with Peter's birthday? So if your birthday's today, fortune flows in communication this year. Try new styles. You don't have this on your sheet. Try new styles this spring before summer planning and preparation pay. Update health and fitness practices in the autumn before winter community changes. So there you go. Take that. Right? You didn't write that down or anything.
I didn't. I got it in here.
That was his horoscope?
That if your birthday's today, so the actual horoscope. So you're in Aries, and today is a 9. I don't know what that means. I don't know how many. that's
9's
out
a
of.
good day.
I would think practice persuasive arts. Share about what you love, especially with Mercury. Creativity bears fruit and invite participation.
Got any Mercury in your life? SPP?
Only the one in space.
Only the one in space. So I got them all. What's your
It's a good
birthday?
one. It's
What's
a good
your
one to pick.
sign, John?
I'm an overthinking Virgo.
A Virgo. Articulate your feelings with someone you trust. Words and traffic flow more freely with Mercury direct. There's a lot going on.
Words
with
and
Mercury.
A lot of
traffic, huh?
Mercury.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Mercury.
Mercury is all about it today. And says strategize. Where are you, Tim?
Well, I'm an Aries as well.
Oh, okay. Well, you got yours then. Aquarius. Oh, wait. What'd you say you were?
Aries.
No, I know you. You're a 9. What'd you say?
You said
Virgo.
Virgo.
Virgo, you're a 7 today.
Out of what?
Out of what?
I don't know.
I think that has to
7
do
what?
with what kind of, like a hard day, I think. You're 9, it could be a hard day.
7 still doesn't sound super
think.
awesome.
I was gonna say.
Well, they're all
Right, I'm
7s,
just gonna
8s,
go
or
home
9s.
after this.
Well,
Close the
then
door.
I can't say. Somebody out there knows.
Yeah, they're all 7s, 8s, and 9s. Aquarius today is an 8. Communications clarify with Mercury direct. It's easier to persuade, compromise, and reach consensus. Send love letters.
You know, you could get some salsa heading your way if you just were a little nicer to
If I
mother.
would communicate and send my mother a love letter, I don't think I'm going to be doing that. It's easier to persuade, compromise, and reach consensus. I don't think I'm persuading anybody. So Paula wants to know what Leo is. So a Leo...
Shocking. Leo wants to make it about themselves. I'm kidding.
Explore and investigate.
But they need a little Mercury.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Explore and investigate. Traffic flows more freely. Misunderstandings dissolve naturally with Mercury stationing direct for 3 months.
There you go.
Maybe they all have Mercury. I don't know
A
what.
lot of traffic conversation here in this as well.
Yeah. So,
Paula,
there
I
go.
hope you can make sense of that.
Jeff says maybe the other turtle was only 30. She robbed the turtle cradle.
Without a doubt.
Which undoubtedly probably rocks very slowly.
Well,
Hey, here's a weird one in your little sheet you have for us
right.
that we never look at, but today I would like to do that to honor your work. A phobia report. Leah Woodman of Bristol, England, suffers from a crippling fear of a common condiment, mortus cruciphobia, how do we pronounce that?
that's a big word.
Yeah, a fear of ketchup. The New York Post reported on February 20th that Woodman likens seeing ketchup to with being held at gunpoint on a trauma scale. Ooh. She says, I can't even look at a bottle or have it anywhere near me. It makes me feel panicky. However, here's the tea.
However,
Her mother claims that Woodman liked ketchup as a child. She can't remember a time though when the popular condiment didn't upset her. So, like, you liked it.
I feel like there's got to be some sort of traumatic event that happened
Yeah.
that has to be linked to
It's
that.
just- look, everybody's their own. But how do you scare? I mean, like literally, like being held to gunpoint.
So something really messes with you, makes you feel unwell, and you still go back to it.
Yeah.
Boy, sounds like dating. Okay,
I
all
have
right.
that problem with tequila.
tequila.
Tequila. Yeah.
Would you have a
I
phobia?
had a traumatic experience.
I mean, a lot of people have had a lot of traumatic tequila experiences. Or is that one young
Slow
lady so
jam.
adaptly says online before, tequila.
Tequila.
I know SPP's probably seen that video. I didn't know it was tequila. They're like, and that's how you need to say tequila moving forward.
Good stuff, John. 7:41, sun shining. We need to take a break so we can get set for the day. Because
I can't
know
wait.
Matt is just itching.
Yeah.
to get there.
It's my favorite part of the day.
We'll be right back.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Ahoy, morning breathers. It's Monday, and we're enjoying it. Welcome back. Let's just get right to it. Let's get set for the day.
Love that music.
Let's get. You can't hear the music. Let's get.
I
set
can't.
for
It's
the
in my. It's
day.
rolling around in my head after the last. Which we've got to make a reel of the last one where it's like, oh, where you replayed set for the day. That was the best.
You
Absolute
literally
best.
interrupted the first line of my thing. That might be the new
Might be the record.
you interrupted.
I just had Peter's voice in my head from that video. Let's get set for the day.
Today.
You don't even know what it's Monday.
Today is Monday.
Today is today.
Today is Monday, April the 7th. This is episode 286. The temp is 7:45 a.m. The temperature right now in Fairfield, Mount Pleasant, and Washington is a balmy 39 with wind.
I forgot to say, today is National No Housework Day.
Is it really?
All right, I'm in.
Done. I'm
in.
participating.
Doesn't say your kids can't do it. It just is not for us.
Yeah, well, my kids ain't home, so.
Right.
All right. Mix of sun and clouds today, with north winds from 20 to 30 miles per hour. High of 45 and a low of 22. Today's headlines from the SoutheastIdaHoUnion.com.
It's also International Beaver Day.
Jerry Leonard named Volunteer of the Year by Fairfield Beautification Commission.
I said Beaver Day.
We heard you. I'm going on.
Charlie Mike.
You guys ever seen a beaver?
Henry County explores a website overhaul, and model train sale offers glimpse into creative hobby. Tim is all kinds of red right at the moment.
I didn't think we'd get back on the turtle, but I guess we are.
Sports today. Golf season gets underway with the Washington Mount Pleasant boys headed to Fairfield, and the girls are all in Washington. Mount Pleasant tennis team takes on Keokuk. The girls are in Mount Pleasant, and the boys are in Keokuk. And soccer tonight includes the Mount Pleasant boys and girls at home against Columbus. The Fairfield boys are at Waco, and the Washington girls take on Oskaloosa in Washington in a game that you can watch right here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
I mean, they look nice, but they're really kind of mean.
What, turtles?
Nope, he's
Nope,
back on
he's not.
Beavers. This day in history, on this day in night.
I've never seen this. This is like a record. All right.
On this day in 1963, American professional golfer Jack Nicklaus, winner of 73 PGA Tour events in his career, won his first Master tournament at the age of 23.
But they build a really good home.
Solid lodge.
Lodge.
I don't know if Tim's going to make it or not. I may have to send us out of here.
Random joke, random quote, or random fact, but don't ask for a random quote because I forgot to update it.
Well, we've asked for too many quotes.
So random joke or random fact?
Fact.
Random
Made a
fact.
movie. Leave it to Beaver.
Okay,
Good
Wally.
show.
Okay, Wally.
In the Netherlands, an estimated
Gee, Wally.
750,000 chocolate sprinkle and butter sandwiches are known as hagelslag are consumed daily. 750,000 chocolate sprinkle and butter sandwiches.
What?
Chocolate sprinkles,
Yeah?
like in butter on bread
Who makes those?
in the Netherlands.
I'll be darned.
And they're called Hagelsloth?
like hagelslag. I don't know. Yeah.
I think that's the name of the fur just behind the beaver's right ear is a Hagelsloth. So.
Yep. You grab him by the Hagelslaw.
Today's takeaway. Anybody care to go first?
Well, I first want to say that my good friend and Paula's good friend had a birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Dawn Leisure. I don't know if Dawn's
Happy
a listener
birthday.
or not, but
Well, happy birthday, Dawn.
yeah, happy birthday, Dawn. It was yesterday. But Peter's birthday is today,
Peters
SPP.
today.
Any takeaway from you, John?
Caitlin Clark is amazing. Tim's into beavers. I don't. Other than that, I'm kind of lost today.
We now know what makes Tim giddy and bright red.
Just very giggly. Just very giggly.
Just very giggly. We now know what can make Tim giggly.
SBP, do you have a takeaway?
I guess my takeaway would be that turtles can find love at any age, really.
Any age. It's never too late.
As the song says, we found love in a hopeless place.
That is what they say. It's true.
My takeaway is something that occurred off air. John the Voice is actually Dear Abby in disguise.
Maybe, and Dear Abby's pretty blunt, but I think John might be more blunt.
He's a little more to the point.
It's more like Dear Aggressive instead of Dear Abby.
Dear aggressive John. Please help. But be kind.
I need the truth and only the truth. So there you have it, everybody. And you'll never gonna know what that conversation was, but know this: John the Voice is Dear Ruthless Abby.
Dear Ruthless Abby.
That's all we have for today, folks. Make sure you tune in for the soccer game tonight on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. They do a very good job. It'll be a little windy today, so I don't know, you guys will handle it, but
Windy and cold.
it'll be all right. One game.
Yeah.
You should make it. Hope you all had a great.
It's easy for you to say. You're not going to be there.
I am not. I'll be watching from the comfort of my chair. I hope you have a great Monday, and we will be back tomorrow. So have a great day. Ahoy.